Hello y'all, this is Set to Achieve. Welcome to yet another video. And today I just want to talk a little bit about narcissistic abuse. Please, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, leave your comments. And on this channel, I'm going to share my journey to not only because I've already broken free, but also to thrive after narcissistic abuse. I'm also going to share the way I've been able to make my ends meet and make money. Like you see my videos about deliveries and things like that, my YouTube journey to monetization and all of that. That's all part of my journey. Okay, so if you see videos talking about that or the other, that is just all part of my journey. Okay, I'm doing all of that, and those are part of the pieces, you know, that make the puzzle fit together. Okay, so today I am a year and 10 months free of the narcissist. So it's a year and 10 months to the day, the 3rd of January, okay, 2025, that I escaped, okay, from the partner that I was with, okay. We're separated now. We have 3 teenagers, okay. And I've been taking care of this 3 teenagers solely, you know, with the help of God, you know. And I would always say that if not for the help of God through Christ, I probably wouldn't have been able to escape. I probably would have been 6 feet under right now, because I was there towards the end of that situation, okay? I don't want to call it a relationship. It was a situation, okay? So today I just wanted to say something that might, you know, I don't know where you are or if you've been through anything similar, but I do believe that if you are someone that was able to escape narcissistic abuse with your mind intact, that one way or the other you're called, okay? God has called you, okay, for something huge, okay? Because the devil does not go after someone that is just a nobody, okay? The devil must have seen your destiny, that it was huge, that you were called, that you were chosen, a chosen one, truly, you know, and that you know, there was a bright light in you, you know, that they had to quench, you know, and they did everything possible and through the devaluation to quench, okay? So one thing that a lot of survivors do, you know, I know initially, you know, because of the trauma bond, you know, and all those chemicals that are going to your brain, you have the rumination, you're thinking, what, you know, I could have done this and all that to, you know, to make things right. And you can never get to the bottom of exactly what it was because there's no closure with a narcissist, and you don't need any closure. The only closure that you need when dealing with these people is to understand that this is who they are, okay? I had to block my mother. My oldest daughter had to block her. And funny enough, this new year, 2025, on New Year's Day, I got a number. I thought it was like a spam number. You know those numbers that like you see on your phone that you just ignore? But something told me, I feel the Holy Spirit told me to just go ahead and read what the message said. And so I just said, what is this number? It said like some number. It was like very short number, you know, and it said call my mother's number, because I know my mother's number, I have it memorized. And I was like, who is sending, because I have her blocked. So I'm like, who is sending this? So it turned out that she's sending messages from a flying monkey. Okay, she's sending messages from a flying monkey for me to call her, you know? And I just got to the point that, you know what, I don't want to have that toxicity in my life anymore. I don't want that energy coming in any way, shape, or form. I've tried it for years, you know, going through so much torment with her, dealing with so much with her, and just trying to make sense of the whole situation, trying to figure out what was going on, you know? And she had all her enablers around her, you know, via her husband and people that say, oh, you know, just put a blind eye to this and that and everything. And, you know, it just got to the point that like this Christmas that like, and I put out a video talking about that, like, you know, like I choose myself this Christmas, but I was like, you know what, enough is enough. You know, at some point I have to be an adult and start making my own decisions. At some point I have to say enough is enough of this crap. You know, and especially as a Christian, a child of God, a believer, you know, you're taught to honor your parents, you know, and you feel as though honoring your parents means that you continue to allow them to attack you. You continue to allow them to gaslight you. You continue to allow them to treat you like a child. Treat you like a child. Rather than treating you like an adult, you know, because they see themselves as an extension of you, you know, especially when you're dealing with one that is a narcissist, you know. So if you're watching this video right now and you discern that your parent is a narcissist, stop looking at them as someone that, oh, it's my parent, you know, or it's my child, or it's my brother, or it's my sister. Look at them as the creature that they are. This is who they are. My youngest daughter told me that she sent a message saying that she apologized, you know, and everything. And I'm like, you can apologize, but, you know, if I were you, I would block her. And she's like, no, you know, she's not ready to do that yet and everything. So I let her, you know, do her thing, you know. But it comes to the point that when you get, I guess they say sick and tired of being sick and tired, you make your decision. But I digress. One thing that a lot of victims do when they leave the narcissist, you know, and I understand, like, if it's like still within maybe the first year, you know, you're still kind of like letting the fog kind of dissipate. You're trying to find out, you know, find your ground, you know, if God graced you, and I believe that you have to be graced to escape, okay? And but if you have gone past that 1 year mark and you're still looking at how somehow to make it right with a narcissist, and how somehow to, you know, come to some kind of understanding, you know, and some kind of closure, you know, and you know, being prayerful towards them that they would change, and, you know, and you are spending and wasting that energy that you could be putting towards yourself and your growth and your thriving on someone that is doing what they do best, you know, and they're not going to change, you know, and this is who they are, you know, and that's one thing I had to realize about my mother. I mean, I've been realizing about my ex, but my mother, it was like, man, this is my mother, like, you know, and the thing that keeps drawing you back dealing with these people is that you feel as though it's like, well, at least they do some nice things, you know, but it is, and that's what I love what the Bible says, you know, that man looks at the outer appearance, but God looks at the heart. It's like, what is your motive of doing what you're doing? What is your motive? You know, what is behind what you're doing? Why are you doing that? So when I separated from my ex, she would send me messages and say, you know, in so many ways that, you know, I'm going to support you to raise the children, you know, and all my children are teenagers. My oldest is almost an adult. So she's grown, you know, she's going to be 18 this January. So, you know, so it is what it is. And I have a 16-and-a-half-year-old and a 15-year-old. So basically 2 children and 1 adult, basically, because, yeah, but, so I don't have really little kids, and I thank God, I give him glory for that, because I don't know where I would be, you know, if that was the situation. But because you go through so much hell, okay? You go through so much hell, you know? But if you are someone that you have, you know, it's been a reasonable amount of time, maybe a year or so, you know, that you've been away from this person, you need to move on. Okay, you need to move on, and you need to stop. You need to block them and let them stay blocked. Go no contact. Stop allowing that negative energy, because they will never let you be yourself, ever. They will never let you be yourself. They will never let you thrive. Okay? They will never let you be who God has called you to be. And that is the bottom line. That is the reason why they were sent to you in the first place, to block you. Okay, so staying away from a narcissist, you know, and being physically away from these people is the first step, you know, because it was when I started healing. And that's why I would always love YouTube, you know, and I give God glory for what he's done in my life through YouTube, because you all know I do delivery, you know, as basically the way to pay my bills, you know, and everything. So I and it was such a blessing for me, you know, and I just really thank God for the delivery, because, and it's just packages food, you know, I don't pick up any person, okay? And what it has allowed me to do, and what it allowed me to do and continues to allow me to do, is to spend time alone, you know. And especially towards the beginning, I spent a lot of time, hours, sometimes the whole time, listening to videos and channels talking about this, talking about narcissistic abuse. You know, my content is changing, you know, and I'm focusing more on teaching people what I do, you know, because you need money to thrive from narcissistic abuse. But I would always still come back, you know, and do some content on this, because this is at the core of what I've been through, you know, and my journey, you know, and what I faced, you know. And so the core of me and who I am, the core of me and who I am is, you know, someone that escaped abuse, narcissistic abuse. And not only, you know, with a partner, but from the family, you know. And one thing that you would come to understand is that, the reason why you got into that situation with the narcissist in the first place, was because you were groomed by narcissists. The reason why you came to that situation with the narcissist in the first place is because you were groomed by narcissists. You know, so when you're groomed by narcissists or a narcissistic parent, you know, and you don't go to heal by watching videos, you know, by seeking the knowledge, you would not know the signs of what it is to be with a narcissist, you know. And it's very, very easy, because you've been gaslit. You know, situations would happen, nobody would talk about it. Things would happen, you know, they sweep everything under the rug and pretend like nothing happened, you know. So you don't know how to deal with stuff, you know. So you're just going through life, you know. And like I said, even if you separated yourself from a narcissist, how will you know a narcissist, or if you're facing the same thing in another person, you know? So another empty meat suit that you're facing, if you don't get the knowledge. So the first year, I spent the whole time when I doing delivery, watching videos on narcissistic abuse, what different channels, you know, and it helped me a lot, you know. And of course, I went to Christ, you know, for healing, you know, prayer and fasting, you know, to pull a lot of the fleas, you know, and the fog, you know, all that, the soul tie and all the stuff that was attached to me because of the fact that I was with this narcissist. You know, I had to do a lot of the healing. And then once I started really healing, I started seeing the signs from the people in my family. You know, I started seeing those red flags, and it started glaring more and more. And I was like, oh my God, wow. You know, because I got the knowledge. I sat down and I watched the videos, you know, and I started seeing like, oh my God. You know, so they would do certain things. I'm like, that's what that is. That's why I tolerated that. That's why, because it was in me and I was groomed to tolerate that. So when I started getting the healing, you know, and I started like understanding, and if you escape from narcissistic abuse, you can never ever be the same person again, because you will be so awoken and awake, you know, because it's like God poured cold water down your face that you were sleeping. You know, can you imagine like a rude awakening? You just get cold water poured down your face. That's exactly what it is. You can smell them from a mile away, literally. And it's like you have an allergic reaction to them. When you sense that this person is a narcissist, it's like, I don't care what you're saying. I don't care how much you have. I don't care what it is. Get away from me. That's exactly how you're going to be, you know, because you know that you almost died. You almost went down under, as a result of them. So you're like, nah, I don't care if you're a business partner, I don't care who your romantic partner, just get away from me. Because you sense that this is who this person is. Okay? So, yeah, if you have escaped from this thing, and it's been a reasonable time, at least a year, and you've had that time to heal and kind of get yourself back, stop dwelling on these people. Start retaining all your energy for yourself. Start retaining your light. It's like you start, because you start actually finding yourself, finding your voice. Once you block off these demons, and once you stop tolerating them, when you stop gaslighting yourself, literally, because it comes to a point that it's like, do you really love yourself? Do you literally really love yourself? Why do you keep having more compassion for these people than you do for yourself? All the prayer that you're praying, for them to change, why not pray towards your journey and pray towards yourself and pray it for your continuous thriving, and for your success? Why not put that energy and prayers and leave them alone? Am I saying, continue to hold bitterness? No, because God does not want you to hold bitterness towards them. Forget about them. Let them be like a forgotten story, like a nightmare, that you woke up from, and you're just moving on. You're thanking God that it was a nightmare, and you're moving on. Stop dwelling on the past, dwelling on them. That's what they want you to do, because so you can stay stagnated. Just pretend like they never existed. Learn from the past. That's why you need to get the knowledge. So when you see them in another person, and you see the same characteristics, and you see the red flags, you can know, right? But at some point, you have to love yourself, and choose yourself, right? At some point, you have to say, you know what, enough is enough. I choose me, I choose life, and I choose hope. I choose God. Okay, and when you choose yourself, your self-care, your self-love, your strength, so that you can do better, have better, be better, you choose God. Because God has so much for you. And it has nothing to do with a narcissist or narcissists. Okay? So whether you have them in your family, or whatever the situation is, okay, you need to choose yourself and start putting those boundaries, whether you need to block them. Because one thing that you have to understand is that when you block somebody, you push out 90% of the spiritual energy and warfare that is coming your way. Okay. So long story short, that number that was trying to come in to tell me to call my mother's number, I blocked that number too. So any flying monkeys that she sends, I'm going to block them. I don't want nothing to do with that. I want to be left alone. I just want to be left alone. Just pretend like you don't even know who I am. Just pretend like I don't even exist. Like literally. Just pretend like I don't even exist. I don't have anything against you. I don't feel any bitterness towards you. I did in the past, but I don't feel anything. I just want to be left alone. And I'm going to protect my peace and my energy and my spirit. Even the Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, okay? Because out of your heart comes the issues of life. That means with everything you got, guard your heart, guard your spirit. Stop letting these vultures in, okay? So I hope I have helped somebody. I know there's someone that this video has resonated with. So go ahead and like the video, because that spreads it to more people via the algorithm. Like, share, leave your comments, on maybe you experience similar situations. Maybe you're going through it right now, trying to set boundaries with narcissists in your family or with partners and whatnot. And yeah, this is 2025, and it's time for us to thrive and leave all the demons behind. All right. Until next time, God bless. Peace.